Hi, I'm Mitch Bertrang. Welcome to another restoration update. Today I want to share with you some of the details of our multi-year B-25 IFF Systems restoration. IFF is the acronym for Identification, Friend, or Foe. With the advent of military radar technology came the challenge of how to differentiate hostile from friendly aircraft. One solution was the creation of electronic IFF receiver transponders that would receive interrogating pulse-modulated RF signals, modify the pulses, and retransmit a coded reply on approximately the same carrier frequency as the received signals. Wow, okay, simply put, this system gave the radar operator the ability to identify friendly Allied aircraft on their scope. Unfortunately, friendly fire incidences involving aircraft were not uncommon during World War II, and not all aircraft had IFF systems installed. One notable and tragic incident happened during the night of July 11, 1943. This occurred during the Allied airborne portion of the invasion of Sicily, codename Operation Husky. In radio silence and lights-out conditions, C-47s and C-53s flew paratroopers from Tunisia towards Sicily. These low-flying, slow airplanes were routed over Allied naval and shore anti-aircraft batteries. Due to a breakdown in communication, night conditions, recognition training deficiencies, and other factors, the Allied anti-aircraft batteries opened fire on the friendly airplanes. 23 planes were shot down, 37 were damaged, and 141 airmen and paratroopers lost their lives. Less than a year later, the distinctive D-Day black and white invasion stripes were painted on aircraft to help prevent friendly fire incidences during Operation Overlord. IFF recognition systems can be complicated or as simple as painting black and white stripes on an aircraft. In the case of our B-25 bomber, it's complicated. To explain more about this restoration project, I'd like to introduce Jim Lauria. Jim is an AMPIA Maintenance Programs Engineer and the Executive Officer of our wing. Thanks for coming here today, Jim. So can you tell us a little bit about what you have laid out in front of you, kind of what the items are, and a history on this project? I understand it's been going on for a long, long time.
Thanks, Mitch. What we have here are the majority of the components for the SCR 695 IFF system. The receiver box, the mount that goes in the aircraft, the control box that goes in the front of the aircraft, the antenna, and wiring that's associated with it. This project started many, many years ago, about 40 years ago in fact, of restoring the entire Miss Mitchell to original condition as she was during the war out in the field. And over time we've collected the components, and very recently, due to upgrades in technology and the Air Corps library being published, we've been able to put everything back together and start wiring the aircraft and putting the components back into place in the last 5 years. So we've taken huge steps to increase our authenticity with the aircraft and make her look just like Miss Mitchell did during the war.
So we've moved in the back of the B-25, and we've also brought in the BC-966 to show positioning. So Jim, can you tell me a little bit more about what kind of restoration is going to be going on back here, wiring, that sort of thing?
So the majority of the components are in this location. The BC-966 will be approximately here. It'll be a little higher because of the mount system, and the wiring goes in behind it, and there's an indicator light box already in place, as well as an inertia switch.
So what is an inertia switch? What does it do?
So the inertia switch is set up to register an impact, approximately a 9G impact. And if that happens, so the aircraft may, impact the ground during the war, the inertia switch would set off a small charge that was contained within this box, and it would destroy the box, therefore not allowing the enemy to get a hold of it.
Wow. All right.
So let's transition up to the cockpit to take a look at the control box.
All right.
Up here in the cockpit of the B-25, there are a number of control boxes for the IFF system. This one is to control the power to the system, on and off. This one is so that the pilot can select up to 6 response codes to make sure that they're on the right frequency. And this red box up here is if the pilot determines the need to detonate the system ahead of time. So he can push both of those buttons at the same time, and the enemy won't be able to get a hold of the system.
On behalf of Jim Lauria and the Commemorative Air Force Minnesota Wing, I'm Mitch Bertrang. Thanks for watching.